The Bugatti Chiron is not just a hypercar, it is a masterpiece of engineering, artistry, and innovation that pushes the limits of what the automotive world considers possible, a creation that merges speed, luxury, exclusivity, and heritage into one of the most breathtaking machines ever produced. And when you begin to examine this hypercar, you quickly realize that the Chiron is not simply about numbers on a page, but about the experience, the aura, and the legend that surrounds it. Yet numbers still matter, because the Chiron has some of the most mind-bending specifications the car world has ever seen, starting with its monstrous 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine, an engineering marvel producing a staggering 1,479 horsepower and 1,600 Newton-meters of torque, figures that sound almost fictional but are very much real, propelling this luxury hypercar from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 2.5 seconds, to 200 kilometers per hour in around 6.5 seconds, and to 300 kilometers per hour in just over 13 seconds, numbers that were once the stuff of science fiction but now define the Chiron's reality. And while the electronically limited top speed sits at 420 kilometers per hour, Bugatti has proven with the Chiron Supersport 300 Plus that speeds beyond 490 kilometers per hour are achievable, setting world records and redefining the concept of ultimate velocity. But what makes the Chiron remarkable is not just this insane speed. It is the way it combines this velocity with a level of refinement and luxury that would befit the grandest of luxury sedans, giving its driver and passenger an experience that feels as serene and composed as it is earth-shatteringly fast. Because unlike stripped-down hypercars that sacrifice comfort for performance, the Chiron treats its occupants to hand-stitched leather, bespoke detailing, exquisite craftsmanship, and an interior that looks more like a work of modern art than a typical car cabin, with every detail meticulously designed. From the perfectly milled aluminum controls to the flowing lines of the dashboard, all of which are tailored to perfection and reflect Bugatti's French heritage of elegance and precision. But beneath this luxurious cocoon is also a chassis and aerodynamic package that is among the most sophisticated in the automotive world, designed not only to keep the Chiron stable at speeds where most aircraft are taking off, but also to ensure agility at lower speeds, with adaptive suspension, advanced torque vectoring, and an aerodynamically sculpted body that balances beauty with function, where every curve, every vent, and every surface has a purpose, ensuring cooling for the massive W16 engine, generating downforce, or slicing through the air with minimal resistance. And the exterior design itself is unmistakable, carrying the iconic Bugatti horseshoe grille, the distinctive C-line profile, and the muscular stance that announces its presence even when standing still, a design that exudes power, elegance, and exclusivity in equal measure, ensuring that the Chiron looks just as much a piece of automotive art as it is a machine of unprecedented performance. But exclusivity is another defining feature of the Chiron, as Bugatti has limited production to just 500 units worldwide, each one customizable to the desires of its owner, from bespoke paint finishes to unique interior trims, making no two Chirons truly identical and ensuring that ownership is a privilege reserved for the world's wealthiest and most discerning collectors, with a starting price well over $3 million, a figure that makes the Chiron as much a statement of status as it is of speed. Yet for those who can afford it, the price reflects not only the immense cost of development and production, but also the prestige of joining an elite group of hypercar owners. But to truly understand the Chiron, one must go beyond its specifications and price tag, and experience how it feels to drive. Because pressing the accelerator unleashes a tidal wave of power that pins you to your seat, yet it is delivered with a smoothness and precision that feels almost effortless. And while the acceleration is violent in its sheer force, it is never chaotic, always controlled, with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission delivering seamless shifts, and the all-wheel drive system ensuring that all this power is put down effectively, giving you confidence even as the horizon rushes toward you at incomprehensible speeds. And yet, in city driving or during long-distance cruising, the Chiron remains remarkably composed, docile even, with adaptive suspension softening bumps and a quiet cabin isolating passengers from the outside world, making it just as capable of being a refined grand tourer as it is a record-shattering speed machine. And this duality, the ability to be both the fastest hypercar in the world and one of the most luxurious grand tourers, is what makes the Bugatti Chiron stand apart from anything else on the market. Because while other hypercars may match or even surpass it in one area, none can combine performance, luxury, and exclusivity in such a complete package. And when you drive or even see a Chiron, you realize you are in the presence of something extraordinary. A car that represents the pinnacle of automotive achievement. A car that will be remembered in history not just as a machine, but as a symbol of what human ingenuity, passion, and artistry can create. And even years from now, when future generations look back at the early 21st century, the Bugatti Chiron will stand as an icon, a defining example of how far the automobile evolved. pushing boundaries not just in speed but in design, technology, and luxury. And while some may argue that such cars are excessive or impractical, the truth is that the Chiron exists not to be practical but to inspire, to redefine the possible, and to showcase what happens when no expense is spared in pursuit of perfection. A philosophy that has always defined Bugatti as a brand, from the early days of Eterie. Bugatti's masterpieces to today's modern hypercars, and in that sense, the Bugatti Chiron is not just a car, it is a piece of history, a rolling work of art, and the embodiment of ultimate automotive excellence.